Well, hello, Team Galloway. I want to welcome you to week 3 of June. And today I'm wanting to share keeping momentum, for the rest of the month. As you can tell, it's the 20th of June, which means you're 2/3 the way through this challenge. And I think it's a great time to Zoom together and encourage one another and share ideas on how to keep the momentum. So, Ruth Lampe, you've been a challenger for a number of sessions. Do you have a suggestion for the group on keeping the momentum while you're on a Healthy Games challenge?
Well, specifically on keeping momentum, I don't know. Just don't quit. Just hang in there, and no matter when you fall down, when you get up, you're a few feet further than you were when you fell. So
yeah,
and when you just get up and move on when you blow it. So.
Well, what you just said reminds me of something that Karen Clemens would say, and I'm hoping she'll join us. I texted her a little bit ago, but for a number of months, every once in a while, she would jot on the wall, she's moving ahead, no plan B. And I was like, oh, okay. Meaning she's determined, she's being intentional about what she's eating, about her activity level, about her water, and there's no plan B. Now what? So that's somebody that's really made up her mind to keep at it. So how about you, Ann Crawford? Do you have a suggestion for the group regarding keeping momentum for these last 10 days?
Well, don't let anybody discourage you. Don't worry about what somebody else says.
Okay, all right, good.
If it's negative.
Well, yeah, we get it. And so
my husband is into it. He tries to get me to eat cake with him.
And he says, honey, you're getting too skinny, or something like that. Well,
I just take one taste and that's it.
Yeah.
And let him have the rest.
Well, and you're having a taste, you're participating, and good girl. So how about you, Heather? How are you doing? And do you have something you want to share that perhaps you read this week on the wall, or even in today's reading was excellent too. So
I was really encouraged this week with the with today's reading and just reminding myself to take it in small sections. I'm used to having 3 meals and not having it balanced. So I'm trying to get used to having those 6 small meals.
yeah,
And it seems to be helping because I'm finding that I'm not as hungry.
yes, exactly. So you did see that. If you've gotten your points today, they talked about some research that was done at the University of Toronto where they had 2 groups of people eating the same calories, the same food. Now, I knew that the group that had 6 small meals had, better blood sugar, lost weight, but I did not know they had better control of their cholesterol. And I'm like, whoa, did you see those stats? Well, I think it was in the daily reading. But anyway, or it was on plan. But that was remarkable, all the different positives of eating 6 small meals. And then today's My Story was particularly good too. So if you haven't read that yet, be sure you do. What was that, Samantha? Samantha, was that you saying something?
I think it was Heather.
Oh,
no, it wasn't me.
Okay. Well, Samantha, how about you share something you've read this week that encouraged you?
I really can't tell.
Okay. Nothing comes to mind just yet. And Heather, what were you about to say when I interrupted?
I don't remember, but I think it was something along the line that I enjoyed both of them. I liked the fact that in the video portion, she gave examples of how to balance both out for getting your proteins and your fruits and vegetables.
Exactly. She gave a little short list there of some proteins and vegetables, and then of course you have that list on our you have a list on our resource box that talks about 100-calorie fuelings, and those are mostly pairing a protein with a veggie or a protein with a fruit. And yep, that protein is so important. It really helps with beating the cravings and keeping you on track. So one of the questions I want to ask you guys are, as you've been on this challenge, this is week 3, are you noticing that your weekend behavior is improving? I mean, what kind of, what have you noticed? I mean, some people in the past may have had a routine of being on a certain plan all week and then kind of being very relaxed on the Saturday or Sunday, or other people are consistent throughout. So what have you found that you've had an improvement in your weekend eating since you've been on this healthy challenge?
Are you asking somebody specifically?
Or anybody that wants to respond.
Well, I'm probably not a good one to ask because since we're both retired, weekends are not all that much different every day. So,
And then you go to things like weddings and anniversaries on the weekends. But I know you mentioned that you participated in a gracious way, but made provision.
yeah.
You didn't go home.
Well, when the wedding, we won't even talk about how badly I blew up at the wedding. But just one day.
Well,
They're just not going to get married again. So
that's true. That's true. Now, did you guys read today? Someone was talking about, I don't know if it was the person in my story. She was talking about soda and how she, had given up soda. And then she'd reintroduce soda, and she saw that she was not losing. And then she dropped soda again and started losing. So I see Heather nodding with that. How did you respond to that, Heather?
I so could relate to her because I used to be a soda drinker. And I go back and forth drinking soda and then not drinking soda. And I could see the scale going up and down. So I related to her. But my beverage of choice nowadays is my water.
Okay, girl. Well, I have not drank a Dr. Pepper, it seems like months and years. And I found myself at Bank Texas Winsboro, where they have this little cooler, that you can go and get a bottle of water, or you can get a Coke or a diet something or another. And I kind of treated myself to a diet Dr. Pepper, last on the 10th. I remember I was there depositing a check. And I tasted it and I went, it doesn't taste as good as I remember. It's kind of a taste. And then I recently had another one. And then, so, my progress has not been as good either. So I'm going to recommit myself to no soda. Absolutely not. There's always water, or I dilute tea or have flavored teas like mint tea that are very refreshing in the summertime. So anybody else have a comment about weekend behavior, like maybe Samantha or Heather? And Heather, sometimes we're having a hard time hearing you, so you might even keyboard and someone can read your note. But how about you, Samantha? Have you noticed any difference in how you're eating on weekends since you started this health challenge?
No, but I kind of failed for a week during VBS.
Okay. So VBS was a challenge. Okay. I know there's all kinds of real snacky stuff around at VBS, and I have to.
Yeah, like cookies and nachos and
Well,
all sorts of stuff.
well, the thing is, all I can say is, well, VBS is once a year. It's gone, right?
That's true.
But eat a hearty breakfast before you go that has protein, and maybe even bring a snack with you, because they have all these goodies that people bring in that are calorie laden. So,
Well, our problem is that our VBS is at night.
okay.
I mean, the one that Samantha was in, it's at night.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, prior to arriving, make sure you're not arriving hungry. And I've got a new. Who is 815-524?
It's me.
When you say
It's
me,
Heather.
okay.
It's Heather.
Oh, you sound better. Okay, I see. You just
My internet must be bad.
okay. Well, we can really hear you clearly on your phone, so thank you very much. Okay, can you actually see us with your pad open?
I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
Okay. Well, you would mute on the pad that you were using, and then you would call in like.
Oh, so I can just stay on the computer?
You could, but I mean, you can talk on your phone, but if you look at just make yourself muted on your computer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, that way you can see us. We're going to take a peek. It won't be long till we're getting a warning here. But so as we are, wow, can you believe I want to tell you, it is 20 days into the month, and July, they've already started it. I was like, whoa. And you know what? Ann Crawford was already in the room again before the coach. I didn't even have the code yet. She did that last month when they asked her if you want your money to go towards next time, and she went, yeah. So how'd you do that 2 times in a row?
Well, I just checked on credits every time. And then check on credits.
I see. Every day she was checking to see if there was
Well, not every day, but toward the
end of the month. Okay. Well, anyway, she and I are, let's see, the first 2 days we were in first place, and there's a third person that we have in there, I guess Jody. We were in third place the other day because, the other competitors haven't really gotten engaged in it yet. But I will be promoting it on Facebook. And so, I do have a link for each of you to share with friends so that they can join you for July. So
let's enjoy that status while we can.
let's enjoy what, dear?
Our status.
Oh, I want you to know I took a screenshot. Team Galloway, #1. It doesn't happen very often. But, I want to encourage the rest of you that are on the phone, be sure and go in and get your points. A number of people, well, I think most of us on here have either hit our 1,000 points or very close to it. I know Ann has, I have. Heather, you hit your 1,000 points. Yay, Heather! And now, Ruth, have you?
I have a little over 100 to go, but I haven't even been on there today.
Right. But anyway, Samantha and some others, just go in there every day, so you can, weigh out as a winner. And, you need to have your 1,000 points plus whatever your goal was, whether you were maintaining or whether you were choosing to lose 4%. So does someone have a victory to share this week that they'd like to share?
Baggy pants.
Yeah, baggy pants. So I guess you're going to do some altering, huh?
I have started altering. I've got a long way to go.
Okay. So you have joined the Melissa Hartley Baggy Pants Club.
Yep.
Good girl.
Mine are not as baggy as hers, though.
I know, but she was talking about her pants were baggy, and so she saved some for her mother-in-law to alter for her. But that's a good thing to have happen. Anyone else have a victory to share?
Well, I wore one of my favorite blouses.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't even squeeze into it before.
Yay!
Good.
there's some of that wardrobe in your closet that you've been wanting to wear, so now you can wear it. Great, congratulations. And we've got 10 more minutes. So, Heather, what kind of victory did you see this week, whether on the scale or a non-scale victory? Yes, you can tell us on the phone. We can't hear you. That's strange. We can't hear you on the phone.
Let's try this. Okay,
There you
I
go.
had you muted.
Oh.
I don't weigh in until tomorrow,
Okay.
but my victory would be to pass up dessert several times that my family partaked in, and I did not.
Good girl.
And so,
Well, when you have a week like that where you've turned down dessert several days, you know, I think you can trust that you're going to have a good weigh in. And are you continuing to walk a number of times a week?
yes, I've been walking.
Okay.
I actually started walking in the rain today with my umbrella around the block twice in the rain, so.
Well, why not? You know, if it's not lightning,
Right.
out, if it's not lightning, it'd be okay to walk around with an umbrella. I mean, that's almost like walking around with a lightning rod, you know, but
Right.
but anyway, that is actually pleasant to walk in the rain. Samantha,
It was refreshing.
yes. Samantha, can you share some sort of a non-scale victory or a scale victory this week?
Well, the victory I can share is I enjoyed myself working with PBS with the kids.
Okay. And, you know, that's a victory that you have enough energy to do that. You know,
Yeah.
and it was enjoyable. You had enough energy to do that. And so that is a victory. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess as we start to wind down, does anyone have any questions, or does someone have a tip to finish strong?
I have a couple of reminders
Okay.
that I have a tendency to forget, so I feel like if I need reminding, then everybody else might need reminding too. Two things: intentional eating and portion control.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you're eating good stuff, if your brain doesn't know you ate it, you'll still be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you eat too much of good stuff, it's still not a good thing.
And so what you're talking about, intentional eating and your brain making that connection, you're meaning like you're sitting down to have a meal rather than eating in front of the TV or eating in front of the computer or eating in the car. Isn't that what you're getting at?
Right.
Because
Yes.
you sit down and say, I am having a healthy meal. Your brain,
And pay attention to your food, not just because I find that even if I'm not doing something else, I'm still not actually consciously eating. You know, you can absent-mindedly eat because your brain is somewhere else.
okay.
So I'm having to really work on myself to eat intentionally.
That's true. And you know, something I do is put it on a favorite plate that I like. When I'm making a salad, I make it attractive as if it's a restaurant salad, you know, and I tell myself I am eating healthy and I'm growing healthier daily. So that's part of being intentional about your eating and being intentional about your activity level, you know.
Right.
Anyone else with it? Yes, go
I
ahead.
bought 2 new salad bowls this week. Very colorful salad bowls.
Oh,
I think that's going to help because I've just been eating out of plain white Tupperware, you know. And so
my.
I decided to buy something pretty to eat out of.
Now, you know, that is a neat way to reward yourself. That's something that's not real expensive. It's something that's a non-food reward. You know, that's probably something good to talk about. You know, as you are winding down and making making your challenge completed, what way will you reward yourself? And like she just mentioned, having some pretty bowls, you know, to have your salad. I know I talked about going and getting a yoga mat, at the end. And I haven't made my trip to Walmart to get a yoga mat, but, there's things that I can buy for myself that's under $10, $15, or $20 that I can reward myself. Another thing is, getting just a little fresh bouquet of flowers from the grocery. A lot of times those are under $5, and putting them in on a vase in your table. So can you think of some ways you might reward yourself as you successfully finish your challenge? You have any ideas on that, Heather?
The only thing that I can think of right now is to reward myself for going on to the next challenge.
Yay! All right. Well, we
So we have to see if I meet my goal.
Yes, and this is so cool because when you do meet your goal, you get money back, and it's like the gift that keeps on giving. And last month, we had our money within 24 hours. Now, I don't recall if there's 30 days in June or 31. I'll have to go look that up. But May had 31 days, so when they had us way out between the 26th, 28th, and the 30th, by the 31st, boom, there was our money, and people were able to start on the 1st.
June only has 30 days.
Okay. All right. So then, you might get your money on the 1st or 2nd, something like that. But I'm sure they're trying to really crank it out quickly.
Could I say something?
Sure. Go for it.
Joseph was on a fried pie kick.
Okay.
I bought several packages of dried apricots.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been eating one dried apricot twice a day with my snack.
Okay.
And it's a good fruit. It doesn't have too many calories.
Right.
Ate PB2 peanut butter and celery and one dried apricot.
Okay.
Twice a day.
And so did you put some of that PB2 on your apricot and eat it like that?
No, I just put it on a celery.
Okay. I like it on apple slices or celery stick or something like that.
Well, the favorite, I put it on broccoli, raw broccoli,
Really?
like a dip, and it was good.
I have never thought to dip into peanut butter or PB Fit with something like broccoli, but why not? I've used celery. I just hadn't thought about it.
It was already ready and washed, and I didn't want to go to trouble to wash and fix it.
Well, this goes to another thing. Something that can help all of us is when we go to the grocery store, come home and clean and wash and prepare, things like celery or grapes or whatever, and put them in a container or small portioned out baggies or Tupperware or whatever. So it's kind of a grab and go snack, and that makes them accessible for you and the kids, and your things don't rot sitting in your veggie drawer, you know what I mean, and get limp or whatever. So,
Well, my celery doesn't stay there long enough to ruin.
Okay. All righty. Well, I keep celery in water in a bin, I can do that with carrots too. Well, ladies, I see that we have about a minute, and I, again, want to thank you all for coming. I appreciate so much the time that we share and encourage one another. Feel free to call me anytime. And another time, I always like to remember Melissa's comment about prior preparation prevents, what is it? Prior preparation prevents poor performance. That's what it is.
There you go.
It's PPPPP. It's kind of funny how ministers, a lot of times when they're doing a sermon, they'll have all this alliteration, P, all these things with P or T or whatever. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Saturday. And take care, and go ahead and join the July Challenge and invite some buddies. One neat thing about joining it early is that you can invite friends early, and they can participate the whole month. So That's one of the reasons I get in there early so that I can start inviting early. So take care and have a blessed Sunday.
Thank you. You too.
All right.